following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Everybody, shame on me. Long weekend, coming back from that long weekend. Martin Luther King Day yesterday. Markets closed. We kick off Tuesday trading with positive action in the markets. We got the S&Ps right now, folks, up 26 points, trading at 3788. We got the NASDAQ up 98 points, trading 12,900. The Dow up 210 points so far this morning, 30,930. And the Russell up 23 points at 2144. You look at the Russell, the highs we had last week, about 20 points higher, 2163. All the markets a little bit shaky on Friday. We'll pull up the action, but man, forget about that. We're above where we were on Friday, and we're back right in the middle of the trading range we had most of last week. We were in between about 3780 in the S&Ps last week and 3810. Friday comes around, we get a little negative action on two occasions. Early in the morning, the S&Ps trade down to 3740. We make it down to that level again towards the end of the action on Friday. Sunday night, futures open, even though the market closed. Futures the whole time. We're just inching up 37.87 to kick off Tuesday trading this morning. Commodities, currencies, whatever you want to call Bitcoin, it's up $1,600 at 37,235. We've got crude up 14 cents at 52.56. You see the sell-off on crude we had on Friday. Natural gas down about 15 cents. Natural gas, watch out for this contract every single day, folks. Volatility. We trade just this morning from 7 a.m. We're down almost 8 pennies from 267 to 259 right now. The gold contract is up about $6 at 1836. Gold, talk about some action on Sunday night in gold. How about 1800 on the dot? We trade down to, talk about a spike low in gold. We trade down for an instant at about 6:30 on Sunday night. We're back basically at 1830 by about midnight Sunday night. We're trading $5 from there, 1835 right now. You get silver up 29 cents. Same action on silver on Sunday night. Spikes to 2404. And we got to take a look at notes and bonds. We get the 10-year right now. Negative 2 ticks on the session. We're trading at 136.24. Excuse me, when that correlates, you're talking about a yield right now, the 10-year, 1.10% on that 10-year yield. All right, in terms of what we have happening in the market, today it'll be interesting. You have Janet Yellen. So she is jury pick for Biden, and she will be in front of the Senate today at 10 in the morning. Be interesting to see what happens there. I believe she'll have a statement followed by questions. She's going to be talking about it's big time to act big on stimulus with rates low. You know, something I would add when I just read that, I'm not even planning on it. I mean, you want to talk about infrastructure, folks. We've been talking about Infrastructure Week for about 4 years. It would be a great time for this country to spend some money really on infrastructure with rates approaching, the 10-year spike, but we're still at 1.1% for a 10-year right now. Remarkable when you put it that way. Remarkable in a big way. She'll be out in front of the Senate at 10 a.m. this morning. I'm sure we'll see some headlines there in terms of what else we have happening, though. Big day of bank earnings on Friday, and it continues today. Goldman Sachs out with their numbers. Let's get into it. Quote, unquote, crushes analyst estimates on stronger than expected stock trading, investment banking. They come in, check it out, folks, $12.08 a share versus $7.47. How about revenue of $11.75 billion? $1.75 billion above what they were looking for. I mean, that's staggering. That's a staggering number. That's 17% beat on revenue when you were supposed to take in $10 billion and you beat by 17% in revenue. Equities traders produced a 40% bump in revenue from a year earlier. How about $2.39 billion in revenue for equity trading, outpacing the 1.89 the market was looking for? You almost can't overstate it everywhere in this earnings report for Goldman Sachs. Investment banking revenues rose 27% to 2.61. Market was only looking for 2.15 billion. Higher revenues in stock underwriting, completed merger transaction, basically higher everything, right? So they beat on earnings, they crush it on revenue. As you may expect, they're trading higher this morning. That's following quite a move that Goldman's already had. There's the acceleration from about 300 on Friday. Goldman's up at about 308 right now. And just for some context, man, you're talking about going from 185 basically to start November, right? 185. You're going to open at about 308. So you're talking about $120, almost $130, when $90 would be a 50% pop from almost those lows. So quite the move some of these banks are having in a big way. So we got Goldman this morning. The other one we have is we have Bank of America. Before we jump to their numbers, there's the daily. Now, Bank of America, we're trading a little bit lower this morning on their numbers. There's the volatility down to 32.56. Again, though, some context. We just went from a price point of about 23 up to 33. So you're talking about a $10 move. That's more than a 40% pop in Bank of America, coming right up to these pre-COVID highs, though 35, 45 doesn't look like it might get there today as you're down about 50 cents. The numbers they come out with, quarterly profit that exceeds estimates, analyst expectations, but revenue falls short. So they missed by revenue by $500 million. They come in at 20.2. Market was looking for 20.7. Earnings of 59 cents a share, 4 cents better than estimates. I mean, when you compare those numbers of Bank of America to Goldman, two entirely different companies, of course, but quite a divergence in terms of Goldman, just crushing it out of the park. Bank of America, yeah, you could say they beat by profit barely, but when you're missing on revenue, that's a big worry, folks. Some of the revenue shortfall was from missed expectations in the trading division. Well, we just went over how trading went at Goldman Sachs, right? Maybe Bank of America's got to get some of those Goldman guys and girls over there to run their firm in terms of trading. The firm posted $1.74 billion fixed income. How about the market was looking for 2.11 fixed income, missing in a big way there. Profit fell 28% at Bank of America, not a bad number, to $5.47 billion, 59 cents a share. Market was looking for 55. That's a beat. Revenue fell 10% to 20.2. Market was looking for 20.7. They're a little bit earlier this morning. It released. This is where some of the banks were talking about last week, right? Things not as dire as we once thought. All these banks had to set aside billions of dollars in credit losses that they were anticipating would come from defaults. The bank said it now has released $828 million in reserves, resulting in $53 million provisions for credit losses. So not quite as dicey. The firm able to free up some of that capital. The firm had booked $11.3 billion worth of provisions in the previous 3 quarters. All right, let's see what else we got going on. So we have a great question in the den from our man Z. Bitcoin's limited to 21 million total by design. How many Bitcoin haven't been mined yet? You know what? I'm not quite sure, Z. It's a great question, and I am fairly certain that what happens is that Bitcoin is limited somewhere around the realm, and I'm just going to pull up the chart here of, where are we? There we are. Somewhere around 21 million, and we're pretty close to that number. But the way I think about it more is it's kind of like a quest to get to infinity. As in, we're never going to get to the full amount of Bitcoin, I think, that can be mined, because it's an ever-slowing process. As in, think about it. How do you get to infinity? You can't get to infinity, right? Well, how do you get to the final completion of every Bitcoin being mined? My understanding is that I don't think you can get there, because as it rises in value and as you get closer to that, it actually slows down the amount that are mined. But that is a limit. And right now already, folks, if you go to like Coinbase, okay, when you really don't buy a Bitcoin, you buy whatever fraction you choose. So maybe you buy 0.003245 Bitcoins. I'll finish it up afterwards to talk about maybe the implications in that market. Bitcoin, 37,000.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The Gold Report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The Gold Report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The Gold Report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the Gold Report now. Protect your buying power. Order the Gold Report now.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. We have the S&Ps right now up about 24 points. We get the Dow up 208. Just to finish that thought on Bitcoin, because it's something that we're all thinking about, of course. If we're traders in the market, you got Bitcoin. We're currently trading at 37,235. Just a little Googling a little bit for our man Z and for everybody out there over the break. So 21 million Bitcoin. It looks like from this article, and we're looking at Investopedia, I have no idea who these writers are, but nonetheless, if all of this is true, they're talking about 18.5 million Bitcoin have been mined so far. And what I was talking about a little bit was that the Bitcoin mining rewards. And so they are decreasing over time, and it looks like you can reach a finite level. Maybe you do reach the number. I mean, they put out a number here in maybe 2140. The supply might be capped, but you have 3 million that will be left. But that seems to be a real number. Now, when I say a real number, you're dealing with cryptocurrency. And even in here, they mentioned that it's possible that the rules could be changed in terms of, nothing's concrete when you're dealing with something like this. So if you are in that for that reason, it seems like it is. However, it's possible that the Bitcoin's protocol will be changed to allow for a larger supply. I don't know what that means, but just the fact that it's in there is something to keep in mind. But the part I want to stress is that when you go buy a Bitcoin, if you never have, folks, you go to wherever you go, you can simply put in, I want to buy $500 worth of Bitcoins. I want to buy $550 worth of Bitcoins. And they already give you 0.00374229 Bitcoins. Okay? Point being, there looks like there won't be dilution in that market, which is why people are so bullish on it, as opposed to some of the other coins that can just produce however many they want. But again, there's a lot of unknown variables in this market, something you just want to keep in check if you are out there. You can always kind of split the stock almost for Bitcoin, split the Bitcoin. It already trades in fractions. So no matter where you go, if you're at 37,000 or you're at 150,000, you put in to your Coinbase account or wherever you're, I want to buy, $550 worth of Bitcoins. No matter what price that's trading at, it's going to give you that fraction of Bitcoins already. So something to keep in mind if you're dabbling. Boy, this Bitcoin market, talk about some volatility. All right, getting back into what else we have going on in the market. In terms of earnings, Logitech out with their numbers, raised the annual forecast following a quarter that saw adjusted operating income nearly triple from a year earlier. Logitech continues to benefit from the pandemic-induced increase in employees working from home, which is boosting demand for keyboards, mice, other computer peripherals. Company shares are up almost 4%. They have their CEO going on CNBC tonight at 6 o'clock. And I think I saw when I pulled this up. Talking about Logitech, there's the action on their numbers today. And just scrolling over, it looks like they came out. I mean, they had $2.45 on earnings. The market was looking for $1.13. Big numbers there in a big way. The earnings call just kicking off as we came on the air at 8:30. You look at this chart on a daily. Quite an acceleration. My goodness, right? Pre-COVID levels, we're sitting at about 50. You trade down to 30, and we've been a rocket ship up to 104 today. The high is 105.85 from just last week. And if you put this, we're just basing around between about 30 and 50. Let's see if we go back a monthly. Yeah, quite the acceleration. Did make it up to about almost $40 in 2008. We were sitting at $14 in 2016. You chop around for a bit, and then it's a rocket ship. Rightfully so. I got Logitech. I think I'm using a Logitech camera right now. You know, there's a lot of peripherals, folks, working from home, and they go much beyond webcams in a big way, as you see with that chart of Logitech. All right, what else we got going on? Some of the companies. American Express received a double upgrade. Not bad from J.P. Morgan. She's a rating to overweight from underweight. So much for neutral, right past neutral. J.P. Morgan said a number of factors will help Amex, including pent-up demand for leisure travel in the second half of the year. I'd say so. Amex, AXP, double upgrade from J.P. Morgan. You're seeing it trade up almost $2.60 right now from $122. You put it on a daily, and we're talking about basically consolidating between maybe about 90. We're in the upper end at about 120, and we're going to open today at about 126. Still not back to the pre-COVID levels, as you may expect. Consumers, travel, all of that slightly hurt when you're talking about slightly in a big way from restrictions from COVID, obviously. All right, what else we got going on? So it is earnings season, and you know there's some equities that they're talking about in here. EW Scripps is up a big way. Berkshire Hathaway is getting into the EW Scripps business, gave it the right to buy 23 million shares. We talked about Logitech. Let's see, Tesla's in there, Capital One. Boeing Canada will lift the ban on the 737 MAX jet Wednesday. That's already flying in other areas of the world. But I'm going to jump right into what we have going on in terms of earnings still to come. Forgive me 1 second while I pull this up, because I believe we have Netflix. We do, after the bell tonight. Okay, so let's jump to Netflix. There's your Netflix action. Talk about a consolidation. I mean, this reminds me a little bit of Amazon. Some of the companies that the market figured out were going to benefit the most from COVID restrictions accelerated dramatically from the lows of March up until about June or July, and then we've seen a little bit of a pause in some of these companies. So here's Netflix. We're trading at about 500. We've been trading at 500 since the beginning of July. About 465 and 550, pretty well defined. You're sitting at about 502 this morning. They're a little bit higher coming into their numbers. And I mentioned, I mean, you look at Amazon, okay? Look at that chart on Amazon, right? Pretty similar scenario. I've even highlighted on Amazon, keeping track. You trade from 1626, right the same deal. Beginning of July, you're up at about 3,000, and we've been chopping around at that area. Since that, I mean, the market figured out that some of these companies, especially Netflix, Amazon, the likes, were just going to crush it out of the park as people were stuck at home, forced to use online delivery as their means of doing business across their life, and you trade higher. But Netflix shares jumping into the expected move we're looking for. Let's put it on a 15-minute, see the action this morning. We are a little bit higher with the market. Platform. There's some volatility for you. How about a $33 move priced in the market? Not quite sure what they're going to be coming out with for their earnings after the bell tonight, but you're looking at a $33 move priced in, folks. And where they get that, and it'll be interesting to see when this opens. Market's got to open. I like looking at this number when the market opens, okay, because that's taking things into consideration when you're going off implied volatility numbers which are going off the pricing of options, which are all going to recalibrate when we open at 9:30. But nonetheless, you can see the move. I mean, when you're talking about a January 22nd option, folks, the market was pricing in almost $40 a movement. You want to buy an at-the-money put or call, you're talking about basically $20. That's a big-time move that you better be when you're talking about you got to make a directional play, $20. You want both sides, you're talking about $40 for the week. So Netflix will come out with their numbers after the bell tonight. What we also have is we have United Airlines coming out tomorrow close. We get IBM coming out Thursday after the close. We get Intel after the close on Thursday as well. And let's see what else we got. We're going to be right into the earnings season. I mean, Netflix in a big way going to kick things off. But just going over some of the companies we have Tuesday, we got Charles Schwab in there. Goldman Sachs says in today, I keep saying Tuesday, today, Netflix after the bell. When you get into Wednesday, we get United Health, we get United Airlines, Procter & Gamble also on Wednesday. Continuing at the banks, we get Citizens Financial. On Thursday, you're talking IBM earnings on Thursday. And on Friday, Schlumberger, Honeywell. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back to finish up the show.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step by step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. We got the S&Ps positive by 25 right now. Jumping over to what we have in terms of Europe going on. Stay tuned, folks. Larry Pesavento, he's coming up next. usually starts off that program, seeing what's going on with the DAX. We got the DAX up about 0.25% right now. The FTSE up about 0.1%. In Asia, we got the Nikkei up 1.4%. How about the Hang Seng up 2.7%, folks? Getting emails from Tom, my dad, this morning saying, man, that Hang Seng, it's up like 8.8% to kick off 2021 already. It's only January 19th. We got the Shanghai down about 0.8%. So a little bit of divergence. I got a chart of Capital One up here. It's a daily at Capital One. It dives lower in March. We're back at about 112. I have them up because, man, this news, these banks. Credit card firm Capital One fined for violating U.S. anti-money laundering laws. Okay, so they get fined $390 million. I mean, it doesn't get much more serious than the charges. A drop in the bucket, and I don't see anything criminal going on here. Engaging with the U.S., as in I do see criminal, I don't see anything about charges. Willful and negligent violations of the Bank Secrecy Act and anti-money laundering law. So they were basically cashing checks, and they were not filing suspicious activity reports. Thousands of them that they did not file from 2008 to 2014, causing millions of dollars in suspicious transactions to go unreported. I mean, it's very egregious, folks, to put it lightly, funneling money that could be used for nefarious reasons of all kinds, okay? Millions and millions of dollars. What I want to look at here, though, folks, check this out. You put it on a monthly. 2008 to 2014, they were doing this business, right? How'd their stock chart do from 2008 to 2014? Yeah, when you came out of the doldrums of 2008, Capital One was trading at almost $10, and by the time that they stopped all that, they were at $80. The stock went up eightfold over the time that these transactions were taking place, okay? And they get fined how many years later? 12 years, 13 years later after it first began, and they get fined $390 million, folks. That company, as of today, is a $51 billion company. Interesting. Stay tuned, folks. Larry Pesavento is coming up next. I'll be back at 10 o'clock with Tom. Live programming all day at TFNN. Have a great Tuesday, everybody.